All right. Hey, welcome everybody. Super excited to see you tonight. I see we got all kinds of action in the chat bar. Do me a favor, just tell me where you're from, what you do. I want to make sure I frame this conversation for all of us to make sure it benefits you the greatest way possible for you. So who you are, where you're from, what you do, that will tell me, are you a business owner, executive, mom, dad, do nothing, Canada, studio owner, business alchemist. Awesome. Welcome. Salt Lake City. I'm a monster builder. Well, that sounds really fun. Connecticut. Profit First. What's up? Profit First. Mike McCallitz, very good friend of mine. Florida. Okay. Hey, Brittany, I should have known. And hey, what would be really awesome for those of you that are not on camera, unless you're really dressed inappropriately or you're in a weird situation, then feel free to leave your camera off. But it's really awesome if you turn it on so I could see you. You could see me. South Carolina, what's up in the house? Justin, what's happening? Joshua, nice to see you. Monique, Bella, Danielle in the house. Cody, Justin Pryor, Alex Chango, my friend. What's up? Nice to see you, brother. All right, we got, and make sure you change your names there if you can. Hit the 3 dots, Madison. Nice to see you. All right, this is going to be a lot of fun. Grab your pen and notepad, and let's rock this out. So I know this probably caught a lot of attention here about AI. And I'm curious, tell me in the chat bar, like, what caught your attention? Like, why did you choose to come and hang out with me tonight and see what I'm going to talk about? What were you thinking? Is it the technology? Is it the confusion? Is it you're just looking for the upper hand? Is it you think I might know something? Chat GTP? Yeah, or chat GPT? Yep. Okay. Maybe you guys, and let me tell you, I want to make sure I'm clear before I dig into things here, what we're not going to talk about. We're not really going to talk about Chat GPT or Jaspier or Zapier or in how to create funnels or how you can write content quicker. That shit's really, really easy. I'm going to talk about something on a very higher level, on the level of how I think about things and how I've always thought about things. So let's dig in. This is called the new world of AI and how I think about the perspectives. And so let's set a little framework here. Some people, and you tell me if I resonate with something or something makes sense or you pick up something, just give me a big old boom in the chat bar. So everybody type in boom so I know everybody knows how to work the chat. You only get out of what you put into this time together, right? We're going to go for roughly probably about 90 minutes. So hang on. I'm only going to finish when I finish. So if we go a little longer, cool. But a lot of people in this new world of AI, and, you know, should people fear it, they're confused by details, right? And there's fear of what could happen, or they're worried about their career, the industry, or their business. Maybe, and I don't know about you, Brett and Cody, is anybody in the world feeling just a little overwhelmed? Type in overwhelm in the chat bar. Anybody dealing with any overwhelmment? Or maybe you're scared of the world that your children are going to inherit from you. Has anybody got a little bit of fear what their kids might have? Now, I got a whole team here, just so you know, so they're going to be chatting with you. And team, if you could type in who you are and stuff. I got Catherine here. I got Aaron here. I got my son, Michael here. I got my beautiful wife, Jennifer here. So they'll be interacting with you guys. If you need any support, feel free to just tag them too. Or you're not sure how to navigate this whole thing. You're not sure how to navigate this new world where we're going. And it's moving really, really fast. Some people are afraid of that, and some are excited about that. And if you're new to my world, Like for some reason, you really haven't been on any of my stuff. Can you type in new in the chat bar if you're new to my world? I fear we will lose creativity. We're going to talk about that. Ashley, welcome. Johan, if I'm saying that right, welcome. All right, welcome all of you new to the world. And those of you that are not new to my world, how long have you been in my world? 1 month, 7 years, decades? I'm just going to tell you, my wife's going to come in for the win. 9 years this month. Yep, 3 years, 6 months. My wife's got it. Over 35 years. That's a tough one to beat there. 9 months. Okay. All right. So we got some new, we got some friends. Let me share some perspective. Even if you heard it before, maybe you hear it in a slightly new light. I don't share this beginning part just so you know about me. I'm sharing it so you could see where are you today in your journey, right? But here's what I learned. Like, in order to have a bigger business, you need to have a bigger life. If that's true, can you type in true in the chat bar? And in order to 10x anything, I know there's all this stuff in the world, 10x, and people got 10x on their shirts and 10x on their hats, right? I love it. It makes sense. But I think what a lot of people are forgetting to tell you through my own world experience is that in order to 10x anything, you have to 20x yourself, 20x yourself. And if you believe that at all, and you don't have to humor me, type in 20x in the chat bar. Now, that's what I've learned, and that's how I've been able to take this life with this beautiful woman here and be able to create this over here, which I'll talk a little more about in a minute. Now, I do understand life being hectic. And you know what? Life seems, as we get these new things like AI and man, they're like, I love how people make it sound like this is this most amazing thing that does it for you. But anybody that's been a leader, a delegator, a business builder, I was moving just as fast before this thing as I am now. I mean, this didn't change the game for me, but I do get it. Life was hectic, and I could relate to a hectic life. I can relate to being an electrician young. That's me. That's me. It's my business partner, Rob, where we built a company. It's me and my beautiful wife when we got married. So I understand hecticness. I also know that we made a whole lot of different mistakes. But my wife and I, we learned along the way, along this journey of things. And I love this picture here of me. And this is my daughter. Well, now she's 20, soon to be 21. They say I was ordering pizza. I'm pretty sure I was ordering parts for a job. Have any of you ever had to juggle life like that, where you're on the phone, you got a credit card, you're trying to hold the baby? Type in something like in the chat bar so I know that you could relate to that. Maybe type in relate, right? Where you're just trying to, like, you know, I remember it, like trying to take a phone call, wipe the baby's butt, get it in the bath, right? And get the guys out to work the next day. Well, I'm going to share a lot through this today that's going to help you think about things. And through it all, you know, I got a really amazing family. My beautiful wife's on here. My son's on here. My daughter says she's doing yoga teaching later on tonight. And so let's start to see what this can do. And what I'm going to share with you tonight is what I believe can help you get to where you want to go. Not that these other chat function and not that these things can't play a part, but they only play a part if you get the first part right. And I got the first part right. It took me a decade of doing it wrong. Like, I did it completely wrong. But then I learned in under a decade to do it right. And I took a company, and I'm not saying it to brag, I'm just sharing framework for you, okay? I took a company from under $1 million to over 32 million a year, okay? Double-digit profit, 200 employees, 165 trucks. And I did that in about a little less than a decade. And then I sold that bad boy in 2017, which is pretty cool. I believe I was one of the trendsetters for a big acquisition world. I'm also super proud because after I exited that in 2017 for a walkaway deal, which means, and you guys tell me if you ever have this dream, you could type in dream in the chat bar. You walk in, you sign your name, money goes in the bank, you walk away. You never go back in the building again. You don't ever have to work again. You got that. What you'll realize, and I'm sure I got some very successful people here, what you realize after that happens, you're normally not done. You're not even warmed up. And that took me to start a company called CEO Warrior, which I'm super proud. Now I've grown that in probably about 6 years to one of the largest training and implementation organizations in the globe today. And then in 2020, I decided to exit that for a very strategic reason. My wife and I decided we had to change the world. And even though to date now, I just got a new update, 40, I don't know if you can see that there, but 40 decamillionaires have been created in about 28 months. Companies that we worked with have become decamillionaires. Matter of fact, I had 2 phone calls today, and 2 more will be created in the next 90 days. So by the end of this year, we could be 50 or 60 decamillionaires that I've worked with, either individually and high-level groups at CEO Warrior and on all different planes. And some of that I'm going to cover today. But I don't even know. Some of you may not even know what a decamillionaire even is. You know, a decamillionaire, just so you know, the first time I heard that term, it was a term, and write this down. Terms are terms until they become identities. Terms are terms until they become identities. Now, as soon as I took on that identity, it was probably about 5 years later that I became a decamillionaire. And so this information, even though we're talking about AI, we're going to talk about you in the highest level. So if you want to do anything like this, you can do it too. This is just saying why I think I could tie a lot of pieces together. I'm not coming at this from a technical side only. I'm coming at it because, one, I've been in a relationship with my beautiful wife on here for over 3 decades. Is there any martial artists? Type in martial arts. I've been doing martial arts for over 3 decades. I've been business building over 3 decades, and I've been helping people through mind blocks for over 3 decades. Also authored 18 books. I think it's 19 now. We have another really badass book. Aaron told me we're really, really close to it. I'm really excited. It's a book written by myself and Aaron, my beautiful wife, and my son. And those coming to change the channel, we might have it for you. We're working really hard on it. And I've been on stage with guys, if you know, like Jay Abraham, type in Jay Abraham or Tim Grover or Brian Tracy, Mike Michalowicz. So the only thing this says, everybody, is boom. I put a lot of reference in here, and I think through these things, new things, old technology, and see how it all plays together. And that's helped me also get around guys like Kevin Harrington, original shark of Shark Tank, where he says we cracked the code. And I'm going to share some of those codes tonight with you. And also Jay Abraham, who says, you know, transforming individual enrichment from the inside out. I do want to make sure I give you some quick additional value and incentive here for you guys, just to give you more connectedness to myself and my team and the Food Dog group. So my team's going to put a link in here. If you're not in this Facebook group, it's a free Facebook group. We're always posting information in there, links in there. Also, if you don't have the Mind Power book, this book right here, and if you read the Mind Power book, type in Mind Power in the chat bar if you read this book. I'm really, really proud of this book. It's changing lives all over. But the link's in the chat bar, and you guys can get a free book if you want it. So please share the link. And also, I'll talk a little bit later about this. If you're already scheduled and you're coming to change the channel in March to spend 2 days with me, can you just type in all in the chat bar, all in? I'll talk a little bit more about this later. Some of you, I'll extend an opportunity if it makes sense. Fine. If not, that's cool too. I'll talk in a little bit about that. But let's dig in. So AI explained. So AI, just so you know, it's not new, right? It's been around for decades. And it's been used in many, many industries, from manufacturing to tech and so much more. Now, there's two things that you could think about here. There's strong AI, and the strong AI is developing machines that can solve problems, reason logically, and learn from experiences. This is pretty much what you're going to fight against someday in the world. I don't know if it will be my rebellion or maybe my son will start a rebellion, but you're definitely going to have a battle against that right there. We should give that robot a name. Anybody got a name for that cyborg thing there? Type it in a chat bar. And there's also weak AI, which is, just performing specific tasks such as language processing or image recognition. And I will not tell you that I am an AI expert, by no means. I do believe I'm a human development and a peak performance and a business scalability and a sales and an operational and a leadership and a marketing expert, but I'm not an AI expert. I do have a friend and also a client and a brother, Joe Papa, who is an AI expert. So if any of you are looking to connect to a source, just type in source in the chat bar. We'll make sure you get information. We'll connect you to him, especially if you need a speaker, anybody speak on it. I'm going to close the gaps on the human development side and how a tool like this could actually hold you back in your future if you're not prepared for it. And the opportunities to integrate strong AI and weak AI into other industries is expanding rapidly. I mean, where's NFTs at now? So if you would give NFT, which some of you probably know what it is, 1 to 10, 10, so common, everybody's talking about it every single day, and 1, you don't even know what the hell it is. How would you rank NFTs today? Do you remember just like 6 months ago? Look, a 4. Oh, Joe Papa's on here. So if anybody wants to chat Joe Papa, he's on here. He's written books that I can't even scroll through. They're so intense on AI. A 3, right? So NFTs were this. Everybody's on it. They didn't go away, but it changed. And I want you to write down what it changed. It changed human behavior. It changed human behavior. It changed the way you started to think, the way you function, the way you behave, the way you started to comprehend things. And now what we want to do is start to look a little deeper on what is happening today. And I haven't come out there recently, being I'm not so sure. By the end of this talk, I want to know if you think I'm the villain or the hero here in this conversation of what I'm talking about. But I want to tell you, one of the first things that I noticed in the world is this thing called shiny object syndrome. Now, people are looking for quick cures to solve their past programming. I'll talk a little bit about it. They want to do nothing hard, but they want to gain everything. If you can relate, or you have shiny object, or you can admit to having it at one time, I've had it too. Type in shiny object in the chat bar. All right, he says I'm the villain. I'm pretty sure I'm the villain on this one too. And what are the consequences for not thinking for yourself? Let me say it again. What are the consequences of not thinking for yourself? New apps, new resources, they are serving or destroying you. And you got to think about this. If we start to look, and let's talk about the change, how to change you, and then be able to leverage all of this. I'm watching very non-strategic people try to use a vehicle, any vehicle, technology, doesn't matter what it is, non-strategic thinking, trying to use strategic things. Just like NFT. I'm going to get rich. I'm going to buy Snoop Dogg's little image or something, and I'm going to be a millionaire. And then all you did was waste time, energy, effort. And not only do you not have millionaire, you can't even remember your login to that effing platform that you have to go in, right? And my son probably knows the name of it. I don't even remember it because clearly I don't even know the login, and I lost passwords through an iPhone issue. So I don't even know if I could get to the thing, right? But you don't even know how to get in it. And if you lose the secret code, the secret number, you're effed, which was brilliant. Because if you're going to build a shiny object for everybody to munch on it like little rats, you might as well create a code. So if they lose the code, you lose it. That sounds like a system that can just fall apart. Someone lost 180 million in Bitcoin. Yeah. So things don't get created. They don't get destroyed. Ready? Write this down. Things don't get created. They don't get destroyed. They get transformed. Now, I'm watching people every day in my life because not only did I build a big service company and sell it, and not only did I work with thousands of businesses, thousands of them, okay? Plumbers, HVAC, electricians, you name it, okay? Dog trainers, consignment stores, right? My number one battle with them, and the ones that have become decamillionaires, had no shiny object syndrome. What they had was a strategic thinking and a way to ask the right person a strategic question. So they didn't fall into this red pill, blue pill scenario here. And if you would be transparent, knowing there's no judgments here, and you were to say that you took some shiny objects, what did it cost you over the last couple of decades of your life? Did you lose time? Did you lose money? Did you lose energy? Did you gain stress and lose parts of your life over it? Tell me in the chat bar. 1.5 million. Now, the part of the shiny object is the thing that you could jump on a whale. Like they got it figured out. I'll go like a little sucker fish. I'll sucker fish on the whale, and it will be my shiny object. And this is how I'm going to get there. But you're missing something. Just like this AI function, there is a part where you have to be the thinking system. Now, where I believe I have a little bit of advantage over some people, not by luck, by skill, is that I made sure that I constantly developed myself. Now, what I'm going to share next, I'm not bragging at all. I promise you, I'm not. I'm sharing it for a framework. And if you don't believe it's true, I could prove it out. Now, in the last 15 or 17 years, going this year, it'll be over probably 3.3 million in my own education. Now, some people say that's nuts. Like, why? That's crazy. That's more than a brain surgeon. I mean, shit, we spent hundreds of thousands last year. Myself and Aaron, my wife, my son, we're committed to hundreds of thousands this year in our own training. Why? Because I know that the number one secret weapon is not artificial intelligence. It is human intelligence. Now, this is where you should probably, if you could drop an invisible mic or write boom in the chat bar, you should, because I want to save you decades of pain and suffering. And I want to help you understand the true superpower. Now, the superpower we're going to be going through tonight is the superpower to take you from, instead of nibbling on this clue. Oh my goodness. Someone told me the other day, they're so excited. They're like, I went to Chat GPT and I typed in how to give my wife an orgasm. I said, well, first off, that's just a little effing creepy. And the third thing is you trust the effing robot more than you trust maybe you should just ask your wife how to do it instead of the robot system. So now the robot could have came back and said, well, why don't you punch her in the face 2 times? And what are you going to do? You're going to go, this machine is brilliant. I'll just punch my wife in the face a few times. So now we'll talk a little bit more about this trusting scenario where everybody's diving off what appears to be the deep end. And then guess what? It's really shallow. If this is starting to click and make a little bit of sense, can you type in make sense? Now, I know what all of you are chatting. Now you're all doing it, right? To see what it says about for your wife and stuff. Now, the next thing is here is what I watch. And and I sit back and I study. Is anybody else a people watcher? Like, go to Disney World, the most fascinating thing is sit there, eat an ice cream, and just watch how everybody, or is that just mine and my wife's creepy behavior here? But a lot of people are like this. Today, we're like the Walking Dead, right? And I tried to find like a nice, creepy Walking Dead picture. Does anybody watch The Walking Dead? Type in Walking Dead. I'm almost done with the final season. I just picked it back up, and yeah, it's so fascinating. It's actually what life is like. It's how humans are behaving in a lot of it. It's a crowd of followers versus expanders. Let me slow that down a little bit for everybody right here. It's a crowd of followers versus expanders. People that are afraid to change. People that are afraid to change. Now, they just want to follow a crowd of wanderers. When you jump on the latest trend, oh, they're jumping right on your back, right? And the thing is, do you see ahead, or are you stuck right where they're standing? This, you should probably type in boom again. I'm teaching you secret sauce to creating everything. Legacy wealth, better health, better relationships, more connection. I'm teaching you highest level human development, okay? Human development, human intelligence here. Now, because what happens is that people don't look ahead. See, where those that are in my world that are always winning at a higher level is because what's happening is they're not looking at what people are biting on now. They're looking past what they're biting on, okay? Now, what are you missing in your life based on following the crowd? So how about you guys? Following the crowd. What are you missing? What are you missing in life because you're just following what everybody's doing? Oh my goodness, what is this? Well, here's the thing. Let's just use your relationship. So can someone just give me a yes or no? Has this new chat GPT, has it helped you connect deeper to your wife? I'm curious. If you say yes, I want to learn from you. Has it helped you argue less? Has it helped you have more sex? Has it helped you get like healthier? Like you said, how can I get healthy? And it gave you a revolutionized new approach that you were like, oh my goodness, this robot told me, don't eat McDonald's every day. This thing's brilliant. So when you look at this, it's like, well, wait, are you missing out on improving these other things by trying to jump on this thing? Let's take it to a business perspective. If you suck at business, will this new shiny object, will it fix all your business problems? Someone tell me in the chat bar, will it? There's been a million things out there. Look, how many of you were around and you were making money when there was no cell phones, no beepers yet? Like I was just starting out in the world when there was no beepers. I made money. Then there was a beeper. I made money. Then there was the first cell phone. It was like a military phone, and I made money. And then there was a flip phone, and I made money. And then eventually there's an iPhone, and I made money. Why? It wasn't the shiny object. It was the individual expansion of the person. How many of you, based on this right here, what I'm talking about, following the crowd so fast, is starting to see that maybe you can get a little lost in the world of this? Because everybody and your brother's telling you, well, you got to use this, it'll make it faster, without even looking at the consequences of it. See, when you're a true, let's just call it life builder, life by design, not by default, you look at risk and reward. Two sides of the coin. Neither one is weighted more than the other, but you can see both sides. My whole thing has always been to let people take on the newest stuff. And if you guys want, Aaron, I don't know if you could put a link in there if they want to invite any of their friends real quick to jump on here while we're still cranking, guys. You could tag in some friends here. I'm not even sure we're going to share the replay, hear it all. So if you have friends or people in your company or people in your family, like tag them real quick, tell them, get their ass on here while we're going through it. Now, here we go. I love this picture. How many of you, well, depending on where you live in the world, how many of you feel like this, right? Any of you feel like this in life? Tell me if you feel like this in life. And this is called trust the untrusted. How can you trust other things if you don't even trust yourself? Just think about that a minute. One of the things that when I work with people, no matter what they're trying to do, enhance their careers, and in my life, in the Food Dog Group world, and if you ever want to read a little more about Food Dog Group, Aaron, just have somebody or Catherine type in fooddoggroup.com. You could check out the website later. You know, we have such a vast amount of individuals in the world. We got CEOs of hospitals, we have doctors, we have mechanics, we have plumbers, we have people that own IT companies, people that own insurance companies, and everywhere in between. And one of the things when we work with somebody in human development, peak performance, the ability to go from average to superhuman, I always have to get a range, 1 to 10. 10, I trust myself. I make decisions, I make them quickly, I make them swiftly, and I make them calculated, very calculated, strategic, very tactical. 1, man, I'm afraid to even wipe my own butt, to even make a decision. Now, here's the thing. Everybody, if you watch and step back, people are trusting the untrusted, the untrusted. And who is controlling who right now? Here's one thing I know. To build a life by design, you must control you. Probably want to give me a boom for that one. If not, give a boom for yourself. If you want to create a life by design, you have to control you first. I'm not telling you not to leverage the tools. I'm telling you put it in the right order. I do believe this stat I'm going to share with you, and someone on my team will type it in. Winning the game of life. Winning the game of life. I mean winning. Let me share my definition of winning. I used to say financial freedom is doing what you want, where you want, with who you want, without any restraints of time and money. I said that for a decade. Then I figured out the true meaning of freedom. You never have to go on vacation again because you live a vacation. It's probably another boom for you. You never have to go on vacation because you live a vacation. So control your mind, and can leverage resources instead of letting them leverage you. It's 80% psychology, 20% skills. I'm a believer of that. I'm not a believer because I read it in some effing book. That's not why I'm a believer. I'm a believer because of the proof of what I've done. Built and exited in 5 years 2 high 8-figure companies, testing the world of psychology versus skills. If I flip it over on its head, when I focused on skills, I lived in hell. I had a lot of knowledge with all struggles. I didn't understand people. I didn't understand employees. I didn't understand relationships. I didn't understand it. When I flip it over and paid attention to my mind, how my body functions with my mind, and then whatever you want to call the spirit that ties it all together, then guess what? The magic happened. The magic happened. All right. Now, how did you function in the past? Were you happier or were you sadder? Think about this. In the past, were you happier? Were you sadder? And what brought happiness and what made you sadder? These new tools, when you feel like you're behind technology, you feel like you're behind the latest thing. You don't know. What's this thing everybody's talking about? Are you happier? Or are you sadder? Or is it just immaterial? Because you don't need it. When I look at things, I always say this. This should help you a lot. Save you decades. Sounds like something new and cool's out there. Do I need new and cool right now? Or do I just need to do what I'm doing? Just need to fix what I'm fixing right now? Will that fix this immediate problem? Okay, now look. AI I'm going to be a little, can I just be a little tough? Type in tough. Is it all right if I deliver hurtful truths? Or if any of you are not in my world, you're not loose to, or my flair of speaking's no good, no offense. I love you. Just boom, bounce off. No big deal. I still love you. Still send you free books and shit. Okay. Here's the thing. AI is not going to fix your dysfunctions. Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Once we chip you, once we put some stuff in you, and I can control you, and I'll be like, Aaron, this will be good. I'll hit a button, and all of you will buzz, and you'll just show up to the training tonight. Well, then that could happen. That could happen, but it's not right now. It's not going to fix your immediate problem. Now, if the vehicle fixes your most immediate problem, how do I know this? I talk to people, and they can't wait. Hey, Mike, what about this AI thing? I said, first, tell me about your wife thing. Oh, now we'll probably get divorced. We're fighting. We hate each other. I said, okay, why are we going to talk about AI? What are we going to talk about this? Are you going to get an AI wife for the next one? Is that what you're going to get? One of these robot wives there? I've seen them on the internet. You're going to get one of them? You program it to just say you're amazing all day long? Is that what you want? I'm like, we got to focus on what really changes the game, not this temporary little cool thing that you're trying to play with at 11 o'clock at night before bed. Okay, how have changes impacted you? And who can become, right? Who can become when you learn how to trust your own decisions? Who can you become? Who can you become when you trust? Tell me what happens if you just take one thing away from this. You start trusting yourself a little more. Tell me what changes for you in life. Tell me in the chat bar. Come on, we've been on here for 38 minutes. We know each other already. Let's just get real here. Everything changes. Everything changes. I was just talking today with my wife. I was like, you know what the problem with people are? They chase shiny objects in a priority problem. They don't focus on fixing what needs to be fixed because they're so distracted by other stuff that won't fix the problem. I'm like, we got to fix the problem. And my wife and I make decisions, and we've made some recently. We're selling a house next door. Shameless plug, I guess. If anybody's looking for a beautiful beach house, we have one right next door. You get to live next to us, which means you have to be cool or we're not selling it to you. And the bay's right there. You know, these are part of making decisions now. So I'm not sitting there playing with some chat function because I'm curious on what it's going to say on how to trim a rose bush or something when I have other things to focus on. Dean Jackson's probably the first time, brilliant marketer, great friend of mine, that said this, like, when do you plant an oak tree? 25 years ago or today? When do you focus on the number one thing that has to change? Well, if you didn't do it 25 years ago, you better do it today. You better do it today. Let's keep going. Human disconnection. And are you getting value? Can you type in value in the chat bar if you're getting value, please? So human disconnection. What has happened after cell phones started to be used? Do you text your kid in the next room? We did that. I'm like, son, take the garbage out. He's like, he's right over there. Right over there. Human disconnection. Tell me in the chat bar, what's the consequence of human disconnection? How many divorces and health issues are from human disconnection? A lot of people want to tell you that the issue with a lot of this stuff, with health issues and family issues, is it's the food you're eating. No. It's human disconnection. It's human disconnection. Now, do you watch streaming while eating the dinner with family? Eating dinner with the family, like, you see this, right? Everybody's on the phones. And what is changing in your identity as a father or mother as new technology consumes you? Now, I'm not saying there's not a way to leverage technology. Write this down, everybody. You either own the technology or the technology owns you. Probably should boom that one. You either own the technology or technology owns you. Now, Why do you think anybody that studied anything about technology, computers, iPhones, back when they had the little, CD players and all this stuff, VCR, all of this was made and built to control and consume you. Now, I'm not one of these guys telling you, oh, you should hide in a closet and wear a tinfoil hat. That's not what I'm saying. I'm here to make a point tonight on how can I get you to own you, to trust you, to build you, to create an unstoppable identity in you so you can get to live a vacation style life so you don't have to go on vacation. Now, be transparent with me. How many of you went on a vacation, you got back with the kids and the family, and you said this, I need a vacation from my vacation? Come on. Tell me in the chat bar. Have you said that? Then you don't have a vacation life. With human disconnection, everybody, all of these vehicles, if you don't own them, they're trying to not only disconnect you, they're creating an escape for a lot of you. They're creating an escape for you. I'm no different than that. I'm no different. Now that these cell phones are on you every minute, man, if you don't pick up the phone in 30 seconds, someone thinks you're dead, right? You know when they thought you were dead when you were a kid? Any of you? Well, I'm level 52. What level are you guys? Tell me what level you're at. Level 52 in age, right? You know how they knew there was a problem? You didn't come home after dark, right? Today, if you get a text, 3 minutes later, question marks. Everybody wants to know where you are. Or did you die? I'm like, I was just taking a crap. Is that okay? I didn't want to text while I was crapping. If that's true, type in true, right? All right, let's go. Hey, Sherry, what's happening? Nice to see you. All right, here's a little case study. This is Lanita. Lanita was just saying in here, I love this because she said, transformative inside my home and inside her company. So she found out that focusing on the mind, the body, the thinking, how to think strategically, grow yourself has transformed here. All right, let's talk about human progress. I love this one right here. And if any of you still want any of your friends to join on, just send them the link real quick and tell them to pop on here. Human progress. Your future results are based on your ability to change ahead of the changes in the world. Okay. Now, a lot of people that are, which is probably some, I noticed we had more people on and some bounced because what happens is if it's not the shiny object for them, then they don't think that they have a human development issue. They think they have a resource issue, right? But here's the thing about this. To go from this, right, and be this, you have to understand human progress. Now, human progress is how about we see what needs to change in you before we just start chasing what we think is the super answer. If you were to type in the chat bar right now, what has to change in you today? Just be transparent, be open here. What has to change in you today to get to the life by design? Tell me, what has to change in you? Is it your communication, the connection to yourself, your old stories? Is it your habits, your patterns, your behaviors? Is it your limiting beliefs? What is it? Is it your trauma? Is it shame? Is it the guilt that you fall into? What is it? History, right? Mindset, right? Reprogramming. Everybody says mindset, but it's not. This is mindset. This is a great, see this? This is mindset. It's stuck. I'm a butterfly. This here, this is mind growth. I'm an eagle, I'm a hawk, right? That's the difference between mindset and mind growth. Mindset is, this is my framing and I'm stuck with it. Mind growth is, how do I change? How do I shift? What is missing? Give me a tool. Let me change this once and for all. This is how we've been able to shift people, to change their thinking, to go from, oh, I'm 60 years old, I'm 70 years old. I just was reading something the other day. I think the woman was 120. What's the difference between the 120-year-old and the 85-year-old? The 120 thought she's never going to die. The 85-year-old just was already accepting death. She's like, I'm 85, I should die soon. The 120 was like, no, I'll probably live around forever. Okay. So let's hear. Question. What if you could create a powerful new identity that would serve you to the next level and then discover how to step into it, your new identity, unleash yourself to achieve more freedom and a greater legacy than ever before? Who knows that they need a bigger identity? Type in identity in the chat bar. You know you need a bigger, different identity. Here's the thing. I got news for you. I thought I had the identity to create a $5 million business. No. I didn't. Otherwise, I already had it. I had to create a $10 million identity to get the 5 million. I had to create a $20 million identity to get to 10 million. I had to create a $50 million identity to get to 30 million. I sold at 32 million. I was tracking to hit 50. And based on what I know today, if I could rewound time to 2017, what I know today, that company would be over 350 million. Now, I'm not saying crap here. I'm just saying I know so much more now that I didn't know. You only know at the level your identity is at, and you need to expand that identity. All right, let me share with you guys real quick something coming up, and then I got some more strategies. Are you getting massive value? Can you type in massive value, everybody? I got a training coming up. I want to extend an opportunity to some of you. If you're interested, cool. If you're not, just sit tight, write some notes, a couple minutes. This is an opportunity to spend 2 days with me, the team, and a bunch of badass speakers, okay? The whole thing is about shifting your identity. This is not a rah-rah. It's not a clap, 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 rah, 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 go home Monday and you still suck Monday. No. This is a reprogramming. I know people that have been doing motivational seminars for 2 decades, getting the same results, come to one of our training, shift, change. Why? Because we're changing. We're reprogramming the shames, the guilts, the traumas, the old stories, the old habits. Okay? Let me tell you a little bit about it, and then you guys decide. And those of you that are already coming, type in change the channel. Okay? So first off, we got this. You'll be inspired by experts who have achieved success. I am known. Has anybody ever been in an experience where I ask an expert a question? Type in question marks. I'm the best at uncovering questions no one else is asking, and I'm going to do that here. And we'll discover how to overcome your old programming and stories. Okay, we'll find out how to change the channel. Change the channel is turn it, switch it, change it. So you never have to live where you're at. We can live where you want to go. Write this down. I say it all the time. Your greatest future. Think a minute. What is your biggest future you desire? It's already built. You just have to catch up. Your greatest future is already built. You just got to catch up. We'll create a powerful new identity that serves you to the next level. We'll leave with a step-by-step transformation blueprint. And you're going to connect and collaborate in a room. Now, this is the actual room, everybody. See this room? It can only hold 300. That's it. And I think we're like 60% sold out. I think that's where we're at now. And I don't care if we get to 300 or not. Doesn't matter to me. Whatever we're at, we're at. We're going to change people's lives there. This is the important part I want you to know. Not going to read all of this because this is one of those things. If you're in, you're in. And if you're someone that waits, you've probably always been waiting on stuff, right? Here's what we'll do. Magnifying glass method. So what we're going to do is we'll pull back the curtain to reveal the hidden stories. We're going to go back in your mind. Don't be afraid of that. You're going to be around safe space, amazing people. We'll do the resistance eliminator system. This is where we're going to illuminate the challenges and the obstacles. Why? I'm going to go back and share with you how I did it over the last couple decades to grow businesses. I'm with my beautiful wife since we're 15. I'm level 52. My wife and I have been debt-free, haven't had a mortgage since we're 28. So do the math on there. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you, when we worked on this resistance eliminator, we eliminated the struggles, right? I didn't even share with you. We have a company that we take equity in, companies and partnerships too. Why? Because we run everybody we work with through this formula, vision creation process. Now, some of you, based on where I'm at right now, you're probably saying to yourself, how many of you are 10 steps ahead of your in your thinking, your growth than maybe your family, maybe your employees, maybe your community? How many of you are like 10 steps ahead of everybody? Type in 10 steps. I know you are, because you're here and it's almost 8 o'clock here. Now, hey, Judy, nice to see you. If you're 10 steps ahead and you attend this and don't bring people with you, you're going to go 20 steps ahead and they're going to be behind. There'll be a point you're going to have to cut the anchor and let them go. You're going to have to let them go. And I don't want you to do that. So start thinking as I'm talking through this process, who else should come here? My son was telling me the other day, and I don't remember the first training I brought him to, but he's been going to trainings. I think I might had him in one at 7 years old, then 10 years old. He was firewalking by the time he was 10. You know, my daughter was glass walking by the time she was 7. Some of you think this is crazy, but the fact is we've had children and we had people and we brought people along the journey with us. So ask yourself, who else should be coming this journey with you? Identity makeover accelerator. Okay, how do we create that identity and just get it like so aligned with you? How many of you feel a little ungrounded lately, the last couple of years? Like you're kind of wobbling. Type in wobble, like a little bit of wobble in life. I get it. I've had it. You know, when it came to COVID came in, I had no time to wobble. I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of service companies that were ready to panic. And I had no chance to wobble. Grounded myself, locked in. Was anybody with me in that world that's on here? I don't know who's on this call. Every single one of them, the year of COVID, 100% growth, 300% growth. The industry was down 26% by standards. The lowest growth that we had, I think, was 50% growth. Not because we're brilliant, because we stepped in and grounded ourselves. We're going to show this to you. Transformation blueprint. You're not going to leave with a bunch of fun, great ideas and chills on your arm. We're going to leave with a blueprint. What to do, how to do, when to do it, where to do it, how fast to get it done, resources by some of the top experts in the world, and Mind Power Superfuel. If you've ever been to a training of mine, then you know when you leave, you're going to be trying to carry the building with you. All right, here's just a few of the speakers, everybody. You got my beautiful wife, and it's going to be pretty magical here because one, when do you get to hear from a strong woman talk about how many of you are women on here or men, and you're in a relationship where one of you are in a business, maybe the other one's not, and the dynamic, you're trying to figure it out. Just give me a boom in the chat bar. Yeah, there hasn't been a place. There hasn't been a place where a husband and wife can come and grow together because maybe they're not both in the same business or in business at all. You got Mark Evans. If you know Mark Evans, type in Mark in the chat bar. Business builder, brilliant guy, good friend of mine. Mike Michalowicz, you have coming, wrote Profit First, Pumpkin Plan, Toilet Paper Entrepreneur. You got Kevin Harrington, original shark of Shark Tank. You got Aaron who's coming, one of our partners at Food Dog Group. You got my son talking, 23, giving a whole new perspective. If you have anybody in that age bracket of that 16 to 30, well, they definitely should come and hear my son talk. All right. This is the lineup. And then we got Kevin Axtell, who's going to be our MC. He's a master firewalk instructor and just a brilliant guy. Here's what you're going to get at the training, guys, and stay with me because we're going to go into, we still got some more stuff to cover tonight. So I'll get through this in a couple minutes here. So part of the training is, one, you're going to hear from experts. Don't tell them this. I'm going to drill them on questions. How did they think? Matter of fact, Kevin Harrington, you see this thing right here? You see this? Look, it's got this little brush on it for your glasses. It's called Peeps. You see this thing? You clean your glasses, which actually works really, really well. I'm going to give some of these out there. Now this thing did over 100 and something million a year for him. How many of you want to know how he thought to make a decision to even do this in his life? Type in the chat bar. Like, how many of you want to know, like, what was he thinking? How did he know it was good? How did his life mind change when things went wrong? Nobody's asked Kevin Harrington these questions before. I know it because I've heard all his interviews. We're going to ask it. All right, connection. Well, you guys know you're like the 5 people you surround yourself with, and it's how you show up with the 5 people. We're going to have an amazing room of people. We're going to get an implementation plan for you. the very different about our trainings than others is you leave with a blueprint. Leaving with a great idea, waste of time. And then you're going to have transformation. So we also got some bonuses. Now, this is a VIP package. We built this VIP package. You're going to see how affordable it is. You're not going to want to miss this. So when you sign up today, here's what you're going to get. We're going to do a pre-event training. Because if you come to the training without me getting you ready, you're going to pop when you get in the room. Like, I didn't drink a Red Bull. I'm just like this here, and this has a little of that hydration stuff in it. So if you imagine how I'm going to be in the room, take how I am now, multiply it by 1,000. So I got to get your ass ready to move at a speed with me. I can't slow down for you. You got to speed up, okay? So you're going to get that pre-event training. VIP, you're going to get lunches both days. You're going to get lunches both days, all right? It's going to be amazing. The building's amazing, okay? And you're going to get the One Life training. Type in One Life if any of you did the One Life training. Type in One Life. This training sold for $10,000. It's those that attended it, tell me what you think of the training. It's an amazing training. You're going to get that training, okay? So there's the bonuses. So here's your summary, guys. You get the training, connection, implementation, transformation. You get the pre-event training bonus. You're going to get exclusive lunches bonus, and you're going to get the One Life training, pre-recorded. It was 2 nights a week for 3 weeks. It's a game changer. You can watch it with your family, with your kids. It's amazing. Originally, this, just so you know, was $1,728. All right, here's what you're going to get for the early bird. $864. Aaron, does that include 2?
Yes, it includes 2.
Oh, man. I knew Aaron was going to do it.
It does.
It includes 2 seats. You could put a thank you to Aaron in there. I didn't think we were going to do it because it's only $864, for God's sakes. I never did a training that low in my life. I just never did. Anybody who's been in my world for a decade knows that. There's 37 seats left. If you want in, they're going to put the link in the chat bar for this promotional special. You get to bring 2 people, okay? You and your wife, okay? Or your partner, okay? Bring someone close to you. If you don't have a wife or partner, bring your adult child. Let's change the game together. All right, the link's in there, everybody. If everybody's good, type in all good. Let's go. Let's move forward on some stuff. Here's the page you'll get to right here, personal growth. Boom. Personal growth, 2023.com/VIP-experience. We built this just for you guys. All right. You'll know when you're there. Page will look just like that. You'll see me staring at you. I'll be saying this to you. Boom. Okay. That's what I'll be saying to you. All right. Oh, my man, Jason Kirby. He says he's a whole different person. I thought he logged in before, so you can maybe ask him if he's still on here. It's my man. Says a whole different person now. All right, let's get back to the AI. Here's what people are, I think, forgetting a little bit, Melanie, is that you are the most powerful source there is. As far as we know, you created the AI. The AI didn't create you. Now, that might change with alternative intelligence in the future or something. But as of now, I want you to see your power and future self and then see technology for what it is. If you were to give yourself, I'll bet, well, we know that you have the potential and energy of a star, of a lightning bolt. At what level are you living percentage-wise? If 100% is like, you are building a life by design, you live a vacay style life, and 1% is you're dying inside, what percentage are you playing at right now? Be transparent. No one cares how high you are. There's no judgments here. I don't care if you're 80% or 1. I'm just here to serve you. 55, 40, 35. Okay, thank you. Ask yourself this. What would 90% feel like, right? How would you live if you knew that you were the superpower, Judy? How? That you are the AI and the highest intelligence. How would things change if you looked at your human intelligence as the superior inside of you and the AI as just an alternative tool to use, not a shiny object. As you expand yourself, you can leverage tools and resources. This is what I see is going to be the death of success for people today. I've been watching it for a decade. They want the shiny object. They don't invest in their own personal expansion and growth. Reading a book is not going to get you there. You have to be in a world. You have to be around the right people. You have to be around the right situation, and you have to be willing to be a student that can expand. This is how I've been able to create vacation style lives and legacy changes for people. Okay? This is your brain right here. This is the whole thing. You're the most powerful source. And tell me in the chat bar, type in source if you're starting to feel that ignite inside of you a little bit. Are you feeling the ignition a little bit? Are you feeling the understanding? I know you showed up wondering, oh, I wonder if he'll show me how to write a email. You know what? There's people that can do that stuff, and you'll move a lot faster than you playing with some tool. You know how I do it today? Hey, I heard there's a cool tool. Figure it out, see how to use it. Tell me what it could do. Come to me. I'll put it in my strategic thinking. I'll let you know if it's a solution for what we need now or shelve it. Aaron will tell you, we got a list of 800 plus things that are not solutions right now. They might be someday, but they're not right now. If we focused on the 800, we would miss the one. How many of you, tell me in the chat bar, are focused on the 800 things? You're missing the one. You're missing the one. All right, let's keep going here. Now, you need a tribal connection. Tribal connection is the new superpower. It really is. And I am convinced. Well, let me ask it again for those who are still on here. So against this chat and everything I'm talking about, am I the villain or am I the hero? I'm just curious, because every one of you are playing a role in every part. Cortland says, a hero, thank you. In your relationship, you might be the villain or the hero. In life, you're the villain or the hero. Let me say, okay, I'm getting hero. Aaron, I am now the hero. I was the villain in disguise. I was actually the hero. Thank you, everybody. So tribal connection. The future is not about who you are, but who you are learning from and growing with. There's just happens to be a bunch of badass people. This was an event called Level Up. If anybody was here that was at Level Up, type in Level Up. It was amazing. This is your super protected superpower. People are putting themselves in community circles and environments with people that have no integrity, no knowledge, no wisdom, no proven track record, and they're getting hurt. Have any of you entered an environment and not around the very best people with the best intentions, and have you gotten hurt? Type in hurt or put a sad face. I know you have. I know some of you on here. I won't share your name. I'm going to let you share it, right? Because you trust it. You have to be around a tribe that you can trust, that is engaged, that doesn't have judgments, that's not looking at you, that's willing to serve at the highest level. This is going to be your superpower. This is now human intelligence combined. Okay? Human intelligence combined. Now, when you put human intelligence aside, so I'm looking in here at so many people that are in my world here. Oh, Jason Kirby's on here, Monique, Justin, Joe Papa, Jim Clark, what's happening? So those of you in my world, when we are on a call together and we're working together and we take human intelligence and we combine it together, tell me what happens, everybody in the chat bar, when we have human intelligence combined, okay? We have the compounding effect of the energy and knowledge. That's right, Jason. Everyone expands. If you are not expanding at a faster rate today, it's because you are not surrounded around good people that are expanding, but have the intention of wanting to not expand over you, but expand with you. I don't know about you, but there's gurus all over today that they're trying to expand above you, not with. See, I want to expand with you. Expanding above people is a lonely place. That's why someone said to me, have you found success is lonely? I said, no, I have not. He said, why? I said, because I've been bringing people with me. Think about that a minute. They say it's lonely at the top. I said, no, it's not. It's only for you because you didn't bring nobody fucking with you. You better go back down and grab some. That's selfish. This is what we've been working on, is bringing people to the top with us. That's what matters. That's what matters. Okay, here's the new world, everybody. It is not about you versus it. Okay? It's not about new versus old. Isn't this a badass picture too, by the way? It's about understanding and owning ourselves first. Owning ourselves first. The new world is created by the sum of all our minds. That's the new world. So while you're trying to play on the next little app to measure your temperature and how many times you blink your eyes and having a function right, how do you change a tire and whatever you're trying to do, ask yourself this. What are the minds you're around that you're creating bigger minds, and understanding how are you owning yourself first? How are you owning yourself first? Dwayne Willard, I don't know if he's on tonight. He probably watched him in the video. Based on up-leveling his thinking, his comprehension, his energy, his knowledge, his way to process, he says right here, we've been able to make over 1 million outside of our business following the things we learned. Now, I'm not promising you in a million. I'm promising you that you'll evolve. That's what I know. I'm promising you that you will live better and you will create a life by design, because in order to create a life by design, you have to have the intention to create it. If you're not creating a life by design, most people are creating a life by chaos. And when you have chaos, it breeds, guess what? So much more chaos, so much more chaos. All right, let me leave this with you guys, and then I'll actually come off screen for a minute. And if you guys do have a couple questions, I'll let you ask it in the chat bar for a couple minutes. And I'd love to make sure you leave with some action items today. Team, throw the link in the chat bar. If any of you would like to take me up on the VIP experience with the bonuses, I'd love to have you in that room. We're going to change the game. We're going to change your life. Bring your husband, bring your wife, bring your partner, bring your managers, bring your community. If you need a package deal because you want to bring 5, 6, 7 people and make it a trip of a lifetime and change people's lives, do that. I've done that. I brought so many people to different trainings. I paid for people to go to trainings. So even if you can't make this training, if you want to do something, and I love that people give to charities all over. I think it's amazing. We give to charities too. But I'll tell you what, if you want to give to someone you love. Find someone that would fit this and say, I want to send you there. Okay? So if you can't do it for someone else, because it's the only way we're going to change the world. Okay. When are you coming to Australia? I don't know. I was in Australia. Me and my wife, long time ago, we were in Australia. It was a great time. And she said we want to go back. Okay. Those of you not on camera, man, turn on your camera so I can see yourself. All right. So let's leave with some action items. First off, I want you to go through your notes. I'm looking at everybody, Judy and Alex and Kevin. I want you to write down what's one big takeaway. DJ, what's one big takeaway? And I want an action item. I want an action item from all of you before you go. So Danielle, Kevin Hughes, what's a big takeaway? What's an action item? Okay. Stephen, where's your mom tonight? She's not on here. Is it because I didn't play any rock music, or she loves when I play the rock music? Where is she tonight? Okay. Believe in self. Yes, Cortland, I love it. Let's see. What about artificial liquid intelligence? Mark Cuban is an early investor. Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm a believer in? I let people invent this stuff. I let them prove it out. If it kills people, I stay away from it. And then I look at what's the energy behind it. Does it serve humanity? Does it make sense? Okay. Not sure where she is now. Okay. Well, tell her I missed her tonight. Tell her I didn't play any music really, but I missed her. Okay. I'll keep doing something positive for myself every day. Yes. Very good. To create a life by design, you need to control you first. Yes, Mr. Joe Papa. Trust myself. Yes. You either own the technology or the technology owns you. Yes. I love it. What else you guys got here? Keep going. Well, had some music playing there. All right, takeaways. The 800 things that are possible solutions are good for later. Oh yeah, focus on the one thing that is a solution now. So what are the potential things that I need to put on the shelf for now? Yes, and get the now solution. Yes, Alex, that is key. That's exactly how I did it. Agreed with Kevin. Asking the right people strategic questions. Go watch iRobot again. Yes, so you could defend against it for sure. That and The Walking Dead, it's a training manual for survival. Expand my identity. You guys are on fire. Stick some more in there. As you type it down, you're taking ownership of it. As you type it down, you're taking ownership. Focus now. Yes, throw out the shiny objects. Just shelve them for now. Put them in a closet. Put them away. You don't need them right now. You don't need the shiny objects right now. Okay, take people to the top with you. Yes. Then you won't be like it won't be lonely at the top. I'm looking on here. I got a lot of people at the top of me. My man Jim Clark, he's at the top. There's been people in my world that stayed in my world and they're living a life of their dreams. There's people that were in my world that left my world. Now they're coming back because now they're ready to create a life of their dreams. What else we got? Mindset versus mind growth. Yes. Be together with others that are expanding. Yes. The law of vibration compounding, right? When we're around expanders, we expand faster together than apart. Man, you guys are on fire. Surround yourself with great people. Okay, everybody, unless you have a question, which if you do, you can type in question, I'll answer it. Otherwise, we're going to get out of here. I believe that you got what I wanted you to get. And I could feel the vibration from you guys. I hope you guys will join us at Change the Channel in March. I'm super excited to have you guys there. It is going to be amazing, amazing. I love you guys. I'll play you a song on your way out. Boom.